Hello, 6th grade B.I.T students. Today we're ready to start our third unit of the year. This is called Computer Hardware and Software. So let's get right to it. We're going to start by going to Modules, and we are now ready to start on Unit 3, Computer Hardware and Software. Now I do want to point out, since we're now done with Units 1 and 2, you can click on the title of these units and collapse them so you don't have to look at it, because it can be kind of confusing when you have all of this open. So just click on the gray bar that has the title that says Unit 1, Unit 2. If you click on it, those will collapse and you don't really have to look at it. We're going to start right here with Step 1, Learning.com Basic Components. One thing I always want to point out to kids is, remember, anytime in my class in 6th grade B.I.T, when you look at a step in a module, if it has a date and it has points under it, that is something you will be getting a grade on. So you really want to make sure you get those done. Notice down here you're also going to have a quiz, and you have the due date and the points. You will want to make sure you double check when these are due when you look at Canvas, because obviously these dates can change since I made this. So make sure you look at these. Now notice Step 2 and Step 3, those don't have a due date and they don't have points underneath. So I'm not going to grade them, but that still means that you need to do them. You just will not be graded on them. So I'm going to click on Step 1. And today we're going to start our computer hardware and software unit. Do you know the difference between computer hardware and software? And the way I explain this in class is computer hardware are all the physical components of a computer. They're normally contained within your computer case or your laptop case. So all the physical guts inside of your computer. That includes your hard drive, your RAM, your CPU, your motherboard, any of those parts that you can break or upgrade or repair or replace. That is hardware. But that also includes anything you plug into your computer, like your printer, your speaker, your mouse, your keyboard, headphones, a microphone, a webcam. That is all considered computer hardware as well. Now, computer software, that is the programs that we run on a computer. Anything you install on your computer to run it, that is considered software. That includes video games like Minecraft or Call of Duty. That includes any apps that you install, whether it's on your phone or your computer. It could be YouTube, it could be TikTok, it could be Instagram. That's software. Any web browsers you install, that's software. And even your operating systems, whether it's iOS, Microsoft Windows, whether it's Android or Chrome OS, those are all considered software. They enable you to interact and actually use the hardware. So our first activity today is you are going to do a Learning.com lesson. Now, Learning.com allows you to learn about computer concepts in an interactive way. You will need headphones for this assignment, or speakers if you're doing it at home. Let's go down here and read the red. Click the link below to open and complete the Learning.com Computer Fundamentals Basic Components lesson. This lesson is worth 10 points. When you are finished with the lesson, you're going to click on Grades on the left-hand side of Canvas to see how you did. And Grades is right over here. So once you're done with the lesson, click on Grades to see your grade. And if you didn't get a grade that you liked, you can take this lesson as many times as you want to get the best grade. So notice down here, this tool needs to be loaded in a new browser. So you're just going to click. Mine says it needs, I accidentally just clicked it, so I'm going to reload this page real quick. It said it has expired because I sat on this page for so long. So right down here, it says this tool needs to be loaded, and there's a big gray button. Now, if that button disappears, just click it or just reload your page and you'll see it. So when I click this, it opens Learning.com in a new window. Now, I had started this before. If it says, if you've already started this, you just hit continue. But it will save your progress as you go. So if the first time you do this, it's going to load up this window, and we are just going to hit play, and we're just going to do exactly what it says.
Computer Fundamentals, Basic Components.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm just clearing off some space.
So as I go through this lesson, it's going to have me do things like I have to put a picture on a scanner, I have to turn on my computer, I have to turn on the monitor, and as you do what it tells you, it will grade you and give you a score at the end.
Is a machine designed to run programs and access information.
So I'm going to wait until we get to the first task that it gives me, and I'll show you when it tells me to do something, and I'm going to do what it tells me, and then we'll just keep going.
And store information. The three main types of parts are processing devices, input and output devices, and data storage devices. The main body of the computer, which comes in many shapes and sizes, holds a part called the processor. The processor is a chip that acts like the brain of the computer.
And we always call the processor or the CPU, it's the brain. It does all the thinking, all the calculating. It kind of controls everything the computer does.
Central processing unit. Click and turn on the part that serves as the brain of Dr. Zinger's computer.
So you can see it says, click on the part that serves as the brain. So we just were shown the brain is inside of this tower. So I just am going to click on that. And it says, good job. And I just keep going. So we'll look at what happens when I get to the end of this lesson. So I've just made it to the end of this lesson. It takes about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes at the most. So I've paused it because I want you to see the end. So let me finish this lesson real quick.
Empty boxes. Now I see how computers can help me organize. Thanks for the help.
So now when you get to the end, you'll see a certificate. It'll have your name, and that means you finished the lesson. So I'm going to go up here and hit the little red X in the corner, and it's going to close this screen, and I'm back onto my modules. So let's go over to the left and click on grades, and let's see how we did. So we're going to go to grades, and you can see right here, learning.com basic components. Right here is the lesson, and I got a 10 out of 10. You can also look and see any assignments you've done right here above. They're in order of the due date, so you can see exactly your score. Now, if you don't like your score, if you got, say, a 7 out of 10 or a 6 out of 10, just go back over here to modules. You know, you'll just reload the page, the button will reappear, and you can take it all over again and try to get a better grade. So that's step one. We're finished. We're going to scroll down, and we're going to click on the next button so we can go now to step two. So what we're going to do, if you remember from before, step two is not for a grade. We are going to work on a computer hardware and software vocabulary study guide. This study guide was created so you can ace our computer hardware and software quiz. Every question from the quiz will be on this study guide. So you complete the study guide, go over it maybe once a day for 5 or 10 minutes every day, and that will help you ace the quiz. So let's read the instructions. Open a new tab and log into your Google Drive account. So I have already done this. Make sure you're in your school Google Drive account. If you click up here in the corner, you should see that it's the one that has @gws.k12.in.us. We want to do all of our schoolwork in our school Google accounts. So I'm going to go back over here. So we've already done that. Once you're logged into your Google Drive account, click here to open the Hardware Software Vocab Study Guide. Now when I click on this, this is the study guide. I want you to notice it has 9 words you need to look up. And when I scroll down, there's a second page. Down at the bottom, I have completed the next few definitions and questions for you. Go over them, learn them, study them so you know them for the quiz. Numbers 10, 11, and 12 down here, all of this I've already done for you. You don't have to do anything except read it and study it and know it. But you do have to put in a definition for these first 9 words. Now the first thing you're going to notice, you can't type on this because this is my copy. This is Mr. Dean's copy. You need your own copy so you can type in this. So what we're going to do, and the instructions are right here, now you need to make a copy of it so you can type in it. Click File at the top left of Google Drive, then Make a Copy. Now you have your own copy to work on. So I'm going to go up here. I'm just going to go to File, Make a Copy. It's going to call it Copy of Computer Hardware Vocab Guide. Just hit OK. Now it's going to open in a new tab. This will be your copy. Notice you can now type your name in the top, and you can start typing definitions in these boxes. The main thing I want to stress is you should put in one sentence definition for each vocab word. One sentence. And you have to use this website. It's called Academy Library. There's a link right here, and that is where I got the definitions for your quiz. So the way you open a link in Google Docs is you click it. Notice it opened underneath, and I just click on that. And now here's a website that we can look at all of the different definitions. So the first word is hardware. I'll go over here, I'll click on H, and I'll go to hardware. And it's the physical components of a computer, usually contained within the computer's main case or tower. So I would go over here and I would type that in. So there's my first definition. My next word is hard drive. So I'm going to go back over here to Academy Library. I'm going to go up to hard drive. Now this is a huge definition. It's like 3 sentences. But if you remember, and I told you right up here, fill in a 1-sentence definition. So I always tell students, just write the first sentence. So if we go to hard drive, the very first sentence says, the hardware component of a computer where it stores data for long-term use. Now, I'm not crazy. I know most of you are going to want to copy and paste this. And if you want to copy and paste it, that's great. But you have to make sure you study it. So if I highlight this sentence and I go to right-click and copy, just go in the box, right-click, and I always recommend you paste without formatting, and it'll look just, there's the definition. The hardware component of a computer where it stores data for long-term use. You're going to fill in all 9 of these using Academy Library and just put in the definition for each. And like I said, I recommend you study this study guide, spend 5 or 10 minutes on it every day, and you'll get the best grade on the quiz. So let's go back to Canvas. When you have looked up all of these definitions, I'm going to go back to Canvas, and we're ready now to go to step 3. This is a fun part. You've done your learning.com, you've done your study guide, and I have put together a website that enables you to play games and practice, studying for the quiz while you play games. It's pretty fun. So it says click the image below to open the Wild Wild Taxi computer hardware and software review game. This is a fun and easy way to study for your hardware and software quiz. So you can click right here on the Wild Wild Taxi, or if you want to play more games, just click this link at the bottom of your screen and it opens this website, and you'll see at the top computer hardware and software review games. And if you scroll down, all of these are different games. Here's Wild Wild Taxi. Just ignore, some of these are ads. There's going to be ads because it's a free site. But I could go down here to Tower Blocks, and I click on it, and it allows me to practice the quiz and play some games. So I'll hit Start, and we click Start. Which of the following is not an output device? And remember, we haven't gone over this yet, but you will when you look at your study guide. The output device is anything that gets information out of your computer. So headphones, they get sound out so you can hear the sound. A printer lets you get a document or a picture that's on the computer and get it out and print a hard copy. So that's, a printer. That is an output device. A monitor, it displays out to us. It said it in the learning.com that it's an output device because it shows us what we're doing on the hardware. The keyboard, that is not an output device. A keyboard enables you to enter letters, numbers, commands into the computer. That's an input device. So we click on keyboard because it is not an output device. And every time you get one right, you get to play a game. And all I'm trying to do is click and make the tallest tower I can. And once you do a few, you get to answer another question. So it's just a fun way to practice. My tower is starting to... So there you go. It lets me play for a few seconds. I go back. A set of instructions written in computer code that tells your device's hardware what to do. The computer's programs. If you remember the beginning of this video, I said, what are all the programs we run on a computer? It's not hardware. That's the guts and the physical components of a computer. An operating system is what enables you to actually run the computer. It is software, but it's the most important software. But that's not the right definition. An input device enables you, it's a device you plug into the computer to input information. So actually, the actual programs are called software. So I click on that, and it'll let me, hopefully keep playing. Oh, it says my game's over. So I play again. We got to answer some more questions. What is the hardware card on your computer that processes and outputs images to the computer's monitor? If you've done the vocab sheet, you will know this is a graphics card. So I click on that, and then I can play some more games. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. Once you're done with step 3, let's go back to modules, and you'll be ready to take your quiz. Now, the quiz will not open until it's time to actually take the quiz. But this is the last step of the module, and you'll be able to see what day that the quiz is due for you, and the quiz will unlock on that day, and you'll be able to take it. The quiz only lets you take it one time, and when you're done with the quiz, it'll show you any questions you missed. That's exactly how you walk through all 3 steps and, prepare to take the quiz in Unit 3, Computer Hardware and Software. Good luck to all of you.